Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan, and yes, I have my lighting and I have my fan. How you doing? You know, it's been a while, as in a very long time since I have done an introduction video, so I figured it was time to do a reintroduction video. So my name is Robert. My name is Robert Alvarez. I am also known as Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, and although historically I've been the Tarot Man, these days, and for the last few years, I've been less the Tarot Man, and I've been more Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch. So I am a professional psychic reader. I am a professional goddess energy healing treatment facilitator. I am I'm a professional magical spellcaster, and I specialize in card reading systems, although I have studied runes, I have studied palmistry, I have studied clairvoyance. I am always reminded about how any system of divination, especially cards, whether it's tarot cards, oracle cards, Lenormand, or even playing cards, will activate the intuition to such a degree that one can um, sense things, see things, hear things on a psychic level without uh, utilizing cards specifically. I've been told for years and years that I channel when I do a reading. Um, so I'm accustomed to, at some point in the reading, actually not remembering the cards are in front of me and just going with what my intuition is saying. That being said, um, I also have found that in spite of being a Reiki master, meaning that I can initiate people in Reiki, when I led my very second as opposed to my very first goddess course, I noticed that my hand placements when I would conduct a Reiki treatment would be less traditional and more intuitive. And I would be doing things that I wouldn't see other Reiki practitioners doing. And then the spirits were like, the spirits made it clear that they wanted me to spend less time with Reiki treatments and more time with goddess energy healing treatments. And now when it comes to energy healing treatments, I pretty much offer goddess energy healing treatments exclusively. And I will include some additional information about goddess energy healing treatments in the description box for this video. And then, of course, magical spellcasting. There are people that have contacted me, pardon me, over the last 20 years or so, if not a little bit more, that want me to do spells on their behalf. Now, let me be crystal clear. If you contact me to do a spell for you, the spirits are going to be the ones that say yay or nay. But if you want me to do certain spells, like spells that kill people, spells that magically bind somebody to you, to be your lover, to be your man, to be any of that bullshit, I'm not going to do that. That's going to be an automatic no. And my thinking is always, do you really want to be tied to that person for the rest of your life? Do you really want to be tied to that person for this lifetime and the next and the next and the next and the next? Because if you really, and when I say you, I mean like you generally, but some of you in YouTubeland, you're like, I don't want anybody else. I want this person. I want this person. I want this person. And then it's like, you don't know how much the universe might be protecting you by not giving you that person. Because maybe that person is a serial killer and or a serial rapist. Maybe that person is a pedophile. Maybe that person has done and is doing some of the most vile, heinous things that any human being can do to another. And then you're magically bound to that person. And you get everything that accompanies that. And I promise you, and yes, I realize I'm using the worst case example. I'm fully aware of that. But I truly believe, and I know this from personal experience, some people do not really think about what they really want and need in a romantic relationship. And some people, it's just about warming their bed. For some people, it's just about having an additional source of income or an additional avenue of income. That's not everybody. And I know that it's not everybody. But in my experience, it's far too many people. And I will tell you that people really need to take more time and energy to think about what they really want and what they really need in a romantic relationship, especially if it progresses to marriage and your children. And I will tell you that my specialty is hexing. I'm not interested in now. Some of you may be like, "Oh no, whatever you put out into the universe comes back to you threefold." Um, so if somebody is not innocent and somebody wants me to hex them, that's a problem. Do you know how many people kill other people every day? Do you know how many people rape other people every day? Do you know how many people are involved in the most disgusting things? And they're just like, they keep going. You know, Z Budapest has been one of my favorite goddess authors for years and years, and I am well aware of the fact that a lot of people do not like her because she's not everybody's cup of tea. Then again, neither am I, and I'm okay with that, by the way. But there are people that always had an issue with her hexing rapists. They were like, no, you can't do that. Yes, you can. Because if people are hurting somebody that through rape, through sexual assault, through sexual violence, that person has the right to hex them. Because if not, they're going to keep doing things. And guess what? Some people have refrained from hexing rapists because they're sending them love and light, blessing them with the white light of love. And what does white light do? It protects. It protects. That's why some people are still raping, still killing, still committing crimes that harm other people's lives irrevocably because they're being blessed and protected with the white light of love. I'm like, you know what? Fuck that bullshit. Fuck that motherfucking bullshit. I want to hear about the people who were like, oh yeah, I hexed that bitch. That bitch lost her job because she was doing people dirty. Oh, no, no, no. That person's in jail now because they kept raping too many people. I'm that bitch. I am that witch bitch. But with regards to magical spellcasting, we need to have a conversation. We need to have a consultation. It's not like, oh, yes, we'll do it. No, because if the spirits say no, it doesn't matter how much money you offer me. It doesn't matter how much you give me. If the spirits say no, it's no. And I need to abide by that. I have to abide by that. I am duty bound and honor bound and magically bound to honor that, to abide by that. But anyway, if you have any questions, oh, and on a personal note, I have a beautiful life partner. I'm a gay man. I am a crazy cat man. I have 4 cats with my life partner, and he is a fellow witch and magical practitioner, which is so beautiful, and it makes all the difference in the world. We also share a similar, if not identical, political ideologies, which also makes a huge difference. Like I said, some people need to be more mindful about who they spend their time, with whom they spend their time, especially if you're sharing a life, a home, and a bed with somebody, or if you want to share a life, a home, and a bed with somebody. But I digress. Oh, and I love reading cozy mysteries and collecting decks and collecting books and occasionally collecting crystals and yeah. But if you want to know more about me, ask. If I cannot answer, if it's too personal, I'll tell you. But for the most part, ask me whatever you want, leave it in the comments, and we'll take it from there. To all of you who are new to my YouTube channel, and for those of you who are not, thank you for joining this YouTube journey with me. And to all of you in YouTube land, thank you for all the likes, comments, shares, and subscriptions to my YouTube channel. Thank you to those of you who have already scheduled your sessions. And as always, stay in tune with your intuition. Stay safe, stay well, stay hydrated, and stay tuned for the next video.